welcome to Simple Country Place. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching. I have 4 super real life easy meal ideas for you today. Please subscribe, welcome, and enjoy. The first thing I'm making is a pork chop and potato dish, and it's kind of like a one pan situation. So I have the potatoes in a pan and I'm seasoning that with olive oil, salt, pepper, and parsley, and I'm gonna throw that in the oven first to get them to start cooking. For the pork chops, I want to put like this glaze that I came across on some facet of recipes. I don't know. And it has ketchup in it, which is weird to me, but I want to try it. So this glaze is ketchup, olive oil, Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, and minced garlic. And I got that all together while the potatoes were starting to cook, because they're going to take a smidge longer than the pork chops. And I did use the same spoon, however, that minced garlic was gone. So I used the same spoon and then I threw that jar away. So don't come after me. So the potatoes were cooking for a bit. I took that pan out, nestled in the pork chops, and now I'm putting the glaze over. So I wanted the glaze to be on both sides, so I flipped them, and then honestly all of it I put into the pan, so you can see me dumping it out here. Like, I wanted all the flavors kind of like mesh together, and threw that in the oven, waited for the pork chops to cook through, and the potatoes were awesome. The pork chops were cooked, served it with a side salad. My husband really liked it. The nephew liked it. And it was just something different for us with pork chops. So on this night, I'm making meatballs and gravy over mashed potatoes. So I'm obviously starting with meatballs. I have 2 eggs that I had beat and threw in some ground beef. I'm adding panko breadcrumbs. For seasonings, I added ground mustard, seasoned salt, Badia complete, and pepper. And then I mixed that all together really good and formed meatballs. I obviously wanted to sear the meatballs first, so I have some heated up olive oil there, and I'm going to sear the meatballs so they're seared, but not cooked through. Once they're seared, how many times do I need to say that? Once they're seared, I added I kept the drippings and the oil, added some butter, and made a roux, because I'm going to start making the gravy now. So I added flour, made a roux, and then to that, I also add water and beef bouillon, which is just what I always have on hand. If you've seen other videos, you know. could do stock or liquid bouillon. It's just how I do things. So I mix that all together and let that come to like a simmerish situation. For seasonings to that, I added Worcestershire sauce again, which I know I don't pronounce that correctly, minced onion, and pepper. And then like mix that together, and then I put the meatballs back in there, covered it, and just let it hang out. And in the meantime, I made the sides and all the things. And it came together very nicely, and my husband enjoyed it. He just really likes meatballs. My nephew liked it, and I served it over mashed potatoes and cooked carrots. So on this night, I'm making like a Monte Cristo type sandwich. So I have some sourdough bread, which is my favorite. My husband doesn't care, so that's what I get. And I'm putting Miracle Whip and or the off brand of that on one slice of the bread. I had some ham that in the freezer that was cooked through and was using that up anyway. So ham on there, and then I will be adding some Swiss cheese, which again I had like cut up because it was like a block of cheese I cut up for like crackers and things and had some extra. So that's the Swiss cheese, and then I'm adding some Italian blend like shredded cheese. And then the other like side of the bread, I'm just adding some mustard and going to make a sandwich out of that. So I beat 1 egg and got that mixed up real good, and then I had some butter melted in that pan. I dipped the sandwich into the egg mixture, which I forgot to film, and put it in the pan to fry. And I also got distracted, and that got darker than I wanted it, but again, this is real life, so it is what it is. And cooked it on both sides. And then for like the sweet aspect, I did drizzle some honey over it, and I served that with some homemade potato wedges and then some fresh cucumber, and my husband really liked it. I mean, he likes simple things anyway, but he really liked it. The nephew liked it, and it was something different for like a hot ham and cheese. On this night, I am making like a chicken Philly pasta dish, and so I have some chicken cut up there that I'm sauteing with onions and peppers and just season that with salt and pepper at this point. And letting that cook through. Once the chicken was cooked, I removed that, used the same oil and drippings, and again was making a roux with flour and mixing that around, and then I added half and half to make like a sauce. To the sauce, I added the Italian blend cheese and just some pepper for like the chicken Philly pasta sauce. And I will say, I got like significant hate on my last video, which is fine. However, like, I've never claimed to be a professional chef, so this is just what I do. You can take it or leave it. I hope it gives people inspiration, but I'm not like telling anyone to do what I do. I'm just saying recipe ideas. So once that like cheese melted and the things came together, I added the chicken stuff back in, and I also had like cooked some noodles on the side, added that in, mixed that all together, and then I topped it with like a smidge of shredded cheddar cheese and threw it in the oven for just a little bit, like not a lot at all, just to like get the cheese to melt and the cheddar flavor to come in there. And I served that with just some crescent rolls. Like, I didn't do a veggie on this night. I know I could be better at serving balanced meals, but again, real life. So served it with some crescent rolls, and my husband loved it. Nephew loved it. He loves all things pasta, so it was a win at our house. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please come back for future videos.